Welcome to Strip Cover Lit. I'm Adrian Fort.
And I'm Dalton Gentry.
We're here for a special type of haul video. Dalton is getting me gifts with my own money.
That's kind of how things work, actually, believe it or not. Okay, so the backstory to this. I have a bookstore in my town that I love, and is always full of really cheap books that are just a gem.
But it is a love-hate relationship.
But it is a love-hate relationship because sometimes you go in, they don't have anything. But Adrian gives me $9 U.S. cash and says, surprise me.
All ones, don't ask how I got them.
Absolutely. So I go to the bookstore. I'm kind of proud of myself. I think I did well.
Did you?
So.
Did you? Did you really?
I brought you a $9 book haul. You don't get to keep the bag. That's my grocery bag, so.
Get out.
I'm sorry. This is for you.
Okay. Hand them to me.
Okay.
You will do my shopping and my handing. Platos Republic.
You're welcome.
I do not have a Platos Republic.
I'm one for one.
Translated by G.M.A. Groob. I don't know what that says.
They're former library books. This bookstore is essentially like all the libraries in the city, instead of doing library sales once a year, opened a bookstore. It's amazing. So as you peel that off. But I figured, hey, we're talking about doing a philosophy channel. Maybe I should get you some Plato.
Revised by CDC Reeve. That's what that means. It says. Okay. Yeah. I have not read any Plato. The only Plato that I am familiar with I have learned about in philosophy class, but not read the actual original texts.
Okay.
And if you remember, which I know you don't, when we did our Barnes & Noble haul, the classics recently that were buy two get one free, I almost bought Plato's Republic because they had it there.
You're welcome.
So I'm assuming that it was just rattling around somewhere in the back of your brain and you saw it and thought, Adrian, Plato, Homer, dope. And
that's the way my brain actually works. I see things, I'm like, for some reason I should buy this. I don't know why, but I'm going to take a gamble. But anyway, there's book one.
Eventually it will pay off.
And I'm drawing at random at this point, so
all right.
There you go.
The Sea Wolf by Jack London. Here is the most original and thrilling story that ever came from the invincible pen of that master of storytellers, Jack London. A ferryboat sinks in San Francisco harbor, and the passengers all perish, but Humphrey Van Weyden had an art critic. He is picked up by the Ghost, a sailing vessel commanded by Wolf Larsen, a man of primitive brutalities, yet the possessor of a keen mind and an indomitable will. This sounds very Adrian.
You're welcome. My logic to this one is, in college we read The Call of the Wild together. Yeah. We both really enjoyed it, and I'm like, I know he likes Jack London. Jack London seems like an Adrian-esque writer.
I also wrote a paper on To Build a Fire.
You're welcome.
Which we read that as well, but you don't remember.
Correct.
Copyright 1904. Copyright of the book, I believe, 1931. This might be like 3rd edition.
You're welcome. If that's actually worth money, I didn't pick it up for you. That's accidental. It just fell into my shopping bag.
Don't worry, I'll have ruined this with highlighter within a week.
I hate you so much. Here's your next book. Ready?
Oh. Look at the actual cover on that baby.
It's got a nice cover. Look at that. You're welcome. That's actually the most expensive book that I bought you. That one was $2.
Yeah, this doesn't look like something from the 30s, though. It looks like something from maybe the 50s. I wonder if they just didn't put the print date in here.
I don't know.
Okay.
That seems like something only you would be concerned about. Okay.
It's not fair.
This one has a lot of logic building up to it.
Water for Elephants?
Yes.
A novel by Sarah Groom?
Yes.
Okay.
That is a New York Times best-selling novel.
All right.
That is relatively recent. We never read recent.
There's boobies.
Also, you're welcome. And if I understand correctly, this was actually a self-published book.
Yeah.
That was just, it blew things out of the water and was immediately picked up by a publisher, movie deal and everything.
You shouldn't give me books with pictures in them, Dalton. This is the highest this is the highest form of electronic in my apartment because it has pictures printed on the pages.
You're welcome.
I don't know what to do with this.
So for some reason, I'm like, why not? I'm going to take a shot in the dark with this one.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever heard of this.
Really? It was hugely popular like 7-8 years ago.
2006?
More than that, 10 years ago. So yeah.
For Bob, still my secret weapon. Not sure what that means.
I don't know. I actually know nothing about the novel, so that is a
there is a blurb from the Kansas City Star in the beginning. Endlessly surprising and superior in its attention to detail, the novel is the unknown adventure saga we can't believe we've never heard.
There you go.
Okay.
You're welcome.
One from the Kirkus Review. Okay. All right.
Ready for your next one?
Okay.
Boom.
How do you say it?
I can't say it now that you say it. Bhagavad Gita. It's the Bhagavad Gita.
Bhagavad Gita. Okay.
Okay. Do you know what that is?
This was a religious text, right?
Yes. We've talked about doing a philosophy channel. This is considered one of the most important texts to the Hindu religion.
Right. Raining fire from the sky, right? This was an apocalyptic tale?
I think so.
The Bhagavad Gita is part of the great Indian epic, the Mahabharata, and it is one of the major religious documents of the world, occupying in Hinduism a position not unlike the Sermon on the Mount in Christianity. One of the most celebrated treasures of the world of literature as well. It is in the form of a poetic dialogue between the epic's hero, Arjuna, and his friend Krishna, believed to be an incarnation of God.
You're welcome.
Okay, so maybe this is not the apocalyptic text that I thought it was.
I don't know. I just know it is a major text to Hinduism. I didn't think you had it. And I know we do talk religion a lot on this channel. We want to work towards a philosophy channel, so I figured, hey, why not expand to some Hinduism?
Yeah.
Ready?
What are the comments saying? One of the only things I know about is Christianity.
Religion. They said religion.
Okay.
So there's your religion.
Lies!
All right, next up. Yep.
Great short stories, quick reads by great writers, edited by Paul Negri. I have another... Paul Negri, I'm not sure.
It's around here somewhere.
I read his collection of poetry. Not his collection of poetry, but the poetry that he had edited the collection of last year. I can't find it.
I got you this one for those weeks when you're like, we should do another video this week. I'm like, no, I'm not reading anymore. I'm not filming anymore. These are great short stories.
Mark Twain, the notorious jumping frog of Calaveras County. Franz Kafka, a country doctor. Edgar Allan Poe, The Cask of Amontillado. Guy de Maupassant, A Piece of String. Stephen Crane, The Veteran. Kate Chopin, A Pair of Silk Stockings, plus work by Dickens, O. Henry, Chekhov, Wilde, and many others.
You're welcome.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Okay, so which one are we doing this week?
None, but I'm batting 1,000 right now.
An Occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge. You like that one, don't you?
Is that Ambrose Bierce?
Yes.
See, look at that. Look at that.
Yes.
Watch it not be by
Yes. All right.
So I'm batting 1,000.
Well,
Next up,
we'll
I'm
see.
batting 1,000. I always do well when I go to this bookstore. Boom. One of my favorites for you, because you don't have a copy of it.
Edgar Lee Masters' The Spoon River Anthology. I do not have a copy of this. In Spoon River Anthology, the American poet Edgar Lee Masters, 1869 to 1950, created a series of compelling free verse monologues in which former citizens of a mythical Midwestern town speak touchingly from the grave of the thwarted hopes and dreams of their lives. First published in book form in 1915, the anthology was a crowning achievement of Masters' career as a poet, and a work that would become a landmark of 20th century American literature. Midwestern.
Now, I've actually shot this one in a lot of videos because I've referenced it, but we've never actually talked about it.
Yeah.
But it is a collection of poems that are all loosely related because they're all people in the town who have died.
Yeah, the same town. Midwestern, they said, right?
Yes.
What state, do you know?
I'm not sure if it's ever really referenced as a state.
Huh.
Because it is, a mythical town. It doesn't
Yeah.
actually exist. But yeah, book of poetry.
It's interesting.
A
I
good
always
book
thought
of
this
poetry.
was. I always thought Spoon River Anthology was Southern
Oh, no,
or
Midwestern.
Southern Gothic, not Midwestern.
There you go.
Yeah.
You learned something.
Where's
today.
Edgar Lee Masters from?
No idea.
Okay.
Nobody reads into that. I don't know if you have this one or not, because this is one of the Barnes & Noble classics. So- Essays and Poems, Ralph Waldo Emerson.
I don't know. I believe I did it one time. I don't know if I still do.
I don't know if you do either. I love how, like, in mid-video, we're just like, oh, let's look at the book. I didn't know if you had it or not, but I know we bought a lot of the Barnes & Noble classics.
Yeah.
And it was there, so I'm like, well, he likes poems and essays. So I guess I'll get it for him.
You're such a good girlfriend.
I know, right? This is what I'm here for.
Yeah, lots of stuff in here. This is big. This is 515 pages?
$1.
513 pages for
$1. And this last one is something special to both of us.
Okay.
Please don't hit me. I hope you don't have
promises.
a copy. This is for you.
Anya Karenia.
That's Anya Karenia by Tolstoy.
Nice.
Yes. You don't have that, right?
I do not.
Okay, so if you haven't heard the backstory about Anya Karenia, or as it's affectionately called, Anya Karenia, I wrote my final paper for world literature class on this, and I got a B, and I have never opened this book.
He had so not opened this book that he called it Anya Karenia. So here's the full story. Finals week, as a literature major, is when you lose your hair.
Yes.
Because not only do you have to finish up the readings that you have for your class and study for the final tests, you have to read something extraneous to every single class and write a 1,000,000-word essay on it.
Yep.
So I had done Melange by, I'm not going to remember the author right now, but it was strenuous because I tried to do a lot of things with that novel and ended up not really being able to do any of them. And I'm sitting outside the classroom minutes before the final class, and up comes Salty Dalty, and at the time he still had his fro and his big beard, and he sits down and just as relaxed as he always is, and says, "So, what'd you write your final paper on?" Anya Karenia. I'm sorry? Anya Karenia, you know, by Leo Tolstoy. And I said, Is that so? Yeah, it was all right. No, you didn't, Dalton. What do you mean? No, I didn't want. You didn't read Anya Karenia, Dalton. Yeah, sure I did. Yeah, I did. Until just months ago, and this was years ago, until just months ago, he would not admit that he never read Anya Karenia.
Here's the thing. I was so not invested in it, I didn't even read the title. I just glanced over the title, I'm like, yeah, I'm writing a paper about that.
I'll make it sound Russian.
I like to imagine the professor just thought I was, like, super fucking into it, that I was trying to say it with a Russian accent, but just botched it completely, and she didn't want to make fun of me.
Because we had to give a small speech on it, too.
Yes! And I nailed it! Hooray, me!
You nailed it like you nailed your entire college career by taking other people's work.
That's what I do.
And pretending it was yours.
That's what I do.
That's how you're here.
Anyway, that is 8 books for $9.
Nice!
And I think I did well.
Yeah, I almost bought Anya Karenia when we were doing that Barnes & Noble Classics haul as well.
You're very welcome.
But I did not.
No, that one I saw and I'm like, yep, I'm getting that. I don't care if he doesn't have it or not because I don't have a copy. But anyway, it's a $9 book haul. If you are ever in St. Joseph, Missouri, I apologize first and foremost. But Books Revisited in St. Joe is a wonderful little store. Definitely check it out. That's where all these came from. And I don't know why I'm plugging them. I just really like them.
Yeah.
So that's good for them. If you like this kind of thing, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. Give me a like out of pure sympathy because this was a nightmare to do. Shopping for Adrian is something you should never have to do.
It could get violent. Fortunately, it did not. Make sure that you follow us on Twitter at StripCover and on Facebook at StripCoverLit. And if you would like to help us make more compelling content and put Dalton in more dangerous situations, you can always join our Patreon, for which there is a link in the description below.